seen a history of these folks doing unlawful things to us that a lot of times be extralegal, extrajudicial, and we still had a nerve to try to make these different distinctions about they ain't gonna do it to us because we American citizens. You name one of the 10 amendments.
Greetings, family. All right. Hope everybody is well. I see some of y'all are jolly on the spot. Let me set up this other phone here. See if that works. All right. Let's see. Okay. So we're gonna get ready to do the conspiracy, the global conspiracy to right all wrongs. We got a lot to talk to y'all about tonight because it is the first day of Leo season. And so we got a lot to talk about. But before we do that, we are going to do our global conspiracy. Let's see here. I got some nice stuff for you today. I got something to share with you today. I'm kind of hype about it. All right. Oh man. Ooh, child. I'm gonna tell you, my uterus is still screaming. Yeah. All right, let's go. One more thing. Yeah. There we go. Whew. Okay. We are the breakers of curses, the casters of glorious conspiracies, and the creators of the new world. I, Cassandra-Floyd, am a divine instrument of my mother's divine will. As such, I am protected and guided by the sacred blood and water of my mother, Jacqueline Jeanette Cook's body that anointed my entry into this life. I am divine because she is divine. Mommy and I are one. I call all of our mothers to this moment. I call on they who govern everything, all time and every space in between. She with 10,000 names. Today it is Oya, Yamaya, Oshun, Yemi Ajay, the divine architects of existence, usheresses of the new age. And we gonna add Sekhmet and Kali today. Sekhmet and Kali. Mommy and I are one. I call upon the divine ancestors and the Ashe of every mother on earth to break every curse ever cast upon the mother and her children in all timelines and in every dimension. Mommy and I are one. We conspire together today to destroy everything and everyone in every timeline and dimension that is called suffering and despair. Mommy and I are one. Today we embody the sacred and divine power of our mothers. Today, we the tree, we the weavers rewrite all time. Today, we the tree, we the weavers rewrite the book of life. Today, we our mothers' divine children call the winds of change. We conjure the primordial dark. We summon the sacred serpent deep from within the earth. We subdue the rogue sun. We control the light. We heal the harm. We embolden the fearful. We instill courageous action. Today, we are staging a global evolution as is our mother's divine will. Mommy and I are one. We, the architects of the new age, now create the new institutions, the new traditions, the new culture, the new ways of being. We ecstatically welcome the radical destruction of all institutions of hate and harm erected by the godheads of war. Mommy and I are one. We have the power. We have the voice. We are the portals of change. Now we employ our sacred breath and we give life and sacred blood to this conspiracy. Mommy and I are one. We command, come the wind, come the storm, come the lightning, capture and judge all godheads of war and all betrayers of the Mother's divine will. Bring their confusion and war to an immediate end. Scatter them to oblivion, never to be resurrected. We are the Fates. We are the Furies. We are the Iyami Ajay. We are the disseminators of divine time, divine retribution, divine rectification, and evolutionary justice. We are the restorers of heaven on earth under the Mother's divine reign. We wake the sacred serpent from her sleep to assist us in this sacred assignment. Love unlimited is our birthright. Harmony is our birthright. Ecstasy is our birthright. Pleasure is our birthright. Freedom is our birthright. This is her divine will, and we are the divine executors of her will. We speak her will into thee now to reverberate throughout all time, all space, and all dimensions. It is certainly as we say, forever and ever. Mommy and I are one. Mommy and I are one. Mommy and I are one. All right, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay. Um, so it's so interesting. It is quite interesting. So today is our first day into the entry into the great lion season, the season of the lion, the season of the Leo, right? And since it is that, actually, you know what? Let me do a little housekeeping. Housekeeping. Um, so for those of you who are new to my channel, or are returning after a spell or what have you, you feel me? My name is Cassandra-Floyd. I am also known as the Daughter of the Fates, founder of the Temple of Evolutionary Emergence. And so if you are interested in information about the temple, if you are interested in the plot the temple is scheming on here soon, if you are, if you are wanting to book a reading or a 5 Elements Wellness consultation, then you can do that by emailing me at evoemetemp@gmail.com. You can also use that email, evoemetemp@gmail.com, to make donations and contributions to the Temple of Evolutionary Emergence. And you can use that email to send a Zelle or a PayPal. If you want to use Cashapp, you would use $ Daughter of the Fates. If you want to use Venmo, it is my name, Cassandra, Cassandra -Floyd, Floyd. Those are the ways that you can make contributions. You can also, throughout the duration of the live, you can do super chats or super thanks, or I think there's like 4 little things. You can become a paid subscriber for the Daughter of the Fates YouTube channel, which is the primary outreach project of the Temple of Evolutionary Emergence. You can also go to the Etsy store of the Temple of Evolutionary Emergence, which is called DaughterOfTheFates.etsy.com, or go to etsy.com and put in the search engine Daughter of the Fates. Also, yeah. Is there anything else? I feel like there's something. Oh, yeah, there's some other things, because y'all can tell I'm sleepy. Hopefully, y'all can tell I'm sleepy. My eyelids are heavy. Okay, I'm sleepy. But I did not want to let this day go by without saying a little something about our yay Sekhmet. You feel me? So before I forget, let me read the great and wonderful dynamic prophecy that we are witnessing in real time from the Sibyls. Thrice 300 years having run their course of fulfillment, Rome by the strife her people shall perish. Rome is doomed to perish, and that indeed by the judgment of God, because it held her name in hatred, and being the enemy of righteousness, it destroyed the people who kept the truth. There shall come to thee from some time from above, O a heavenly stroke deserved, O haughty wrong, and thou shalt be the first to bend thy neck and be razed to the ground, and thee shall fire destructive utterly consume. Cast down upon thy pavements, and thy wealth shall perish, and wolves and foxes dwell in thy foundations, and then thou shalt be wholly desolate, as if not born. Yes, yes. Oh, to be a witness on that great and mighty day. Lastly, the glorious conspiracy of the Temple of Evolutionary Emergence. I, Cassandra-Floyd, as a peculiar expression of the almighty divine She, the great cosmic mother, now join in breath with my global family to conspire on behalf of the whole made well. We are breathing these words together to ensure that our home, her body, is restored to her original perfect glory. Her glory is perfect in peace, love, bliss, happiness, and ecstasy. This world exists because we collectively will it so. We, as the representatives of the Mother's reign on earth, speak this beautiful conspiracy as a single cosmic earthly orchestra to guarantee heaven on earth in joyful compliance with our Mother's divine will. Possessing the power of our mothers, we speak this glorious future now. It is certainly as we say, Mommy and I are one. Okay? All right. So, I think that was it for the housekeeping. Everybody in the room. Everybody in the room. Everybody in the room. Shanta J, Fire, Claudia Ankra, Petty Gay, Java Watson, Save Our Trees, Rose from the Dead, Beverly Duke, Sage Page in the crib, Yolanda Volsi. All right, everybody up in here, jolly on the spot. Let's see. Marty the beer guy and Shanta J. Greetings, everybody. Greetings. So, also, I have a little announcement to make, which I think is kind of exciting. Every now and again, I receive invitations to be interviewed on someone else's, channel or podcast or whatever. So some of the more recent ones was the sister from Rakshmi from India, who did a 3-part interview with me maybe about a year ago. Mama T, who did an interview with me in February, I believe. Who else has interviewed me? Sister Tonda Seasway, she interviewed me. That was maybe about a year ago. Who else? I can't even remember who else. However, I just got an invitation. I haven't gotten a date yet, but I just got the whole layout, the questions that are going to be asked or whatever. So we have to decide on a date. But this woman who reached out to me because I read The Great Cosmic Mother wants to conduct an interview with me very soon, and she is going to be interviewing me from New Zealand. It's amazing. I'm too hype about that because I told y'all New Zealand is like quite easily number 1 or 2 on my list of on my very long list of places to go. You feel me? And I keep saying it must be something that I have to prioritize. Oh, I'm totally going to. I'm going to post. That's what I'm telling y'all now. Shoot, I'm putting y'all on blast right now. As soon as I get the date, y'all will have the date so that y'all can tune in live because I think it's going to be a live interview. But anyway, I think I have to prioritize this ambition to go to New Zealand. I just had a friend that I hadn't seen in a minute, maybe 6 months. I ain't seen this brother. I was like, yeah, man, what you been doing? He was like, girl, I just got back from New Zealand. I said, say what? He was like, yeah, girl, I was gone for 2.5 weeks. I said, say what? He said, yeah, girl. He said, yeah, girl, I'm itching to go back. He was like, 2 weeks wasn't long. He was like, 2 weeks was not long enough, man. I got to go back. And it's crazy because I keep meeting people from New Zealand. I met this gay couple from New Zealand, and they were only in LA. I was at a bar. Were only in LA for a night. They had a 24-hour layover, and so they were telling me, that the older of the two had just retired, and he'd made the commitment that he and his partner were going to globetrot after he retired. And I was like, well, what's been on your list of globetrot? He's like, girl, we've been on the road for 3 months. Check 3 months. They went traveling the globe, cruises, flights. I was like, y'all better go ahead and do that shit. 3 months. He's like, look, I worked a long ass time. I worked a long ass time. I deserve this 3 month goddamn globetrot. I said, you better come on in the room then. You better come on in the room. And so we're talking, and they gave me their phone number. They were like, because I was like, look, I'm obsessed. I just need y'all to know that. You know what I'm saying? New Zealand has been an obsession since I was a little kid, since I was a little girl. Okay. And he was like, the older one, he was like, if you're serious about coming, we'll go ahead and give you our contact information and just give us, a month heads up, 2 weeks heads up, and let us know that you're coming and you got a place to stay as long as you in New Zealand. I said, say word. He said, absolutely yes, no question. I said, well, let's go. I met another guy from New Zealand, and it was the same thing. It's happened so many times. I was like, okay. So that's gonna be the priority, is me trying to get my ass to New Zealand, right? So anyway, last week this woman reached out to me on IG and was like, yo, oh my God, I have just sat here literally every day. I forget how long she said it took her to do it. Every day listening to the entire reading of the Great Cosmic Mother. She said, I'd had the book for a long time, but still could not find an audio version of the book. And she said, I just went on YouTube and typed it into YouTube, and there you were. And she said, I've been up in here every day until I finished. She said, she emailed me today. She was like, yo, I just finished chapter 47. I'm almost done. So, so anyway, yeah, so that's exciting. So I'll let you guys know tomorrow. I should know tomorrow, because she's just sent me the email today about what she wants to talk to me about, what like flow was going to be and all that stuff. So that's exciting. And what else? Have y'all ever seen, speaking of which, have y'all ever seen the movie? There's a movie about the Maori. It's old school. It's way old school. It maybe came out in maybe the late 80s, the early 90s. It was called They Once Were Warriors. Man, that movie is good. Let me just put that in the comment section. That movie is good. It's deep. It's not for the faint of heart, but it's good. Once Were Warriors. It was so good. When I had remember I told you guys, child, me too, Claudia Cross. She say I cry every time. Me too. When I had the radio show Colonialism is Bad for Your Health, I interviewed a dude who he was Maori, and I did, man. When I tell you I still got an attitude about the party not releasing the archives for that show to me. Fortunately, I left with some of the archives recorded, but not even half, not even close to half. The interviews, some of the interviews that I did are like just lost gold. Boy, you ain't no, that ain't what we gonna do right now. Just lost gold. But yeah, I ended up interviewing this guy. This was years ago about the health disparities of the Maori people in New Zealand. And man, I interviewed so many people. Yeah, man, so many people. Several of the people that I interviewed are no longer living. Dr. Laila Africa, Dr. Kwaku Ando. Literally, I interviewed him months before he died. Who else? Man, like I see it every time I think about, leaving the party and them like refusing to give me access to the archives. I get sick on the stomach because it was radical work, and it has nothing to do with me or the party. It has to do with the fact those were lectures, those were workshops, that was shit that was free to people to be able to make use of. And because you got an attitude because a bitch left the party, you just ain't gonna release the shit. You just gonna child. Anyway, I digress. Um, so anyway, that's exciting. That's exciting that that interview is happening. I'm hype about that. And somebody's what wait. Yeah, somebody was saying, yeah, the global reach. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Right. So anyway, so that's cool. Then let me show you some little things that I got. I got this little bag and it was so cheap. I got it from this vendor at this event. She charged me $10 for this bag. Now awesome. She charged me. I said $10. That's it. She was like, yeah, $10. I said, what? Snatch, snatch, both sides, snatch. Okay. So I'm hype about that. Then this shirt. So I don't know if y'all remember, but I don't know if y'all remember, but a few weeks ago, I was talking to you about this. What was it? It was like, I forget the topic of the show because y'all know I be talking about a lot of shit. Even though I have one topic, like in the subject header, I be talking about a lot of shit, right? But in it, I was talking about what was I researching? It was something specific. I don't remember what I was researching, but you remember I told you that I found this website that was talking about the racist origin. God damn it, what was the name of that article? The racist origins of the devil, maybe? The racist origins of Satan, maybe? I don't remember. I got so much in my head. I don't remember. But I remember the article because I remember the picture. I think I showed y'all the picture. It was a picture of this devil, right? This was like a medieval drawing of this quote devil, right? And it was like a full body little devil, right? And standing around the devil holding hands were all these white women. But the devil was jet black with horns and titties and hooves. I was like, isn't that something? And then the article goes in to talk about, quote, the racist origins of the devil. The racist origins of the devil. I said, what? Right? And so you ain't missed nothing, Roy. Child. Royal said she almost fell in the door trying to catch y'all. Oh my God. Oh shit. Y'all wild as hell. Anyway. So I was showing y'all the picture, right? This medieval drawing of this pitch black devil with some titties standing up and surrounding this devil, right? Is these white women, dressed in medieval clothing, right? Holding hands. And so the article was just talking about, the article was still trying to say that the devil and the racist origins of the devil, especially in these drawings, was like black men or whatever. I was like, but why the devil got titties? I said, but why the drawing of the devil got titties? You feel what I'm saying? Anyway, so the article was talking about, and the article did not do the discussion justice. Let me just say that the article did not do the discussion justice, and I am noticing more and more and more. As a matter of fact, let me write this down. I'm noticing more and more how even so-called progressive folk conveniently leave stuff out or conveniently just cover a subject because it may reveal too much. You feel what I'm saying? I'm noticing that a lot. And it's funny because I saw this YouTube video today from this couple. I forget their name, but they're obnoxious. They're atrocious. Just so you know. As a matter of fact, this couple is supposedly the face of the what's that movement where they're like, I forget what you call it, but it's like they are, staunchly opposed to people who are like you know um 4B, child free, right? It's this really obnoxious couple. They look like twins, actually. They both wear these horrible circular glasses, like Where's Waldo glasses, and they're hardcore Republicans, but they look really super progressive, and they're really gross. But anyway, the topic of the video that they did today was quite interesting. Quite interesting. It was a discussion. He was reading from an article from a psychological journal talking about how they have, quote, recently discovered this new phenomena that is exclusive to so-called progressives and leftists, called uh collective collective, maybe it's collective narcissism or something. I said, oh shit. I said, I need to read this article because I'm always complaining about goddamn leftists and so-called progressives. But just recalling that, because of course their take on it was going to be very, very red or whatever. But it doesn't mean, because even when he was reading the article, the researchers, it was like they were so surprised at the results of the study that so many people who are so progressive have narcissistic tendencies. But the reason that the study was so hard to believe is because when those people were by themselves, they didn't really express those. No, sir, get down. You're doing too much. Those narcissistic, I said no. Those narcissistic tendencies, right? But it was only when they were together or when they were in a group. I said, y'all be playing conveniently stupid. Y'all do that. Y'all do that. Y'all do that. Y'all be deliberately coming to half-ass conclusions. You don't want to touch on a subject deeply. Oh shit. Oh shit. Yep. I'm gonna have to read it. Damn. Y'all don't want to touch on a subject thoroughly, because if you get too thorough, your ass gonna be exposed. And I'm talking about progressives and so-called leftists. Y'all don't want to touch on shit too deep. You want to get into it just deep enough that you like can pop your collar and prove how much you know, but you don't want to touch into no shit too deep, because the deeper and more thoroughly the subject is treaded into, the more your ass is exposed. That's real. And it's becoming more and more and more and more. It's like butt naked at this point. It's becoming more and more and more and more evident. And because people are so hogtied to this relationship where they're either conservative or leftist, and there's just like this giant ocean between the two, you either this or you that, the more people get so caught up in that identification, child, the more they will walk us into the attempt to walk us into the abyss. People, they'll attempt to walk your ass into the abyss, and they'll also be perpetual. They'll also always perpetually come to the wrong conclusion. They will perpetually come to the wrong conclusion. Case in point is bullshit. I'm always talking about y'all beloved Kamala. Can't nobody convince me otherwise. Can't nobody convince me otherwise. Can nobody convince me otherwise? There was no, quote, right way to vote. This shit happening with Trump was an inevitability. I'm just telling you what it is. This shit happening with Donald J. Trump is not a fluke of a weirdo getting into off taking hold of the reins of the democratic process. This shit with Trump, not only was it an inevitability, it was a well-planned, thought out, strategic coup in your face. Yes, it was. You ain't gonna have me. You just ain't going. Even this bullshit Trump did today, I got news for y'all. But even this bullshit he did today, making this public declaration that he is accusing Barack Obama of treason. I almost spit out my drink. I was laughing so hard when I saw that shit. I said, but you know what? I guarantee you, I haven't looked yet, but I guarantee you, if I went up on this YouTube right now, there'd be about 50, black people seething, blowing steam out their motherfucking ears, mad because of this declaration that Trump done made. For real, y'all really gonna get mad about that? That's really how you gonna play that. You gonna get mad at a lunatic. That don't mean he's stupid, and that don't mean he ignorant. It just means he a lunatic. And just because a bitch is a lunatic don't mean that they are not sharp and shrewd in doing shit deliberately. See, that's why y'all get messed up. Y'all think because a person is mentally ill that they cannot be calculating and shrewd and strategic. That's why y'all be getting caught up all the time. How he do that? He must be crazy. I know crazy people. I know a lot of crazy people who go to work, who are strategic when they go to work, who make good money. I know crazy, like absolutely certifiable people who are crazy as the day is long, bitch. They still get up, they go to work, they do what they have to do while they at work to come home and prepare food and even raise children. And I know you know them too. You know people who are batshit crazy, certifiable. You do not understand how they walking around in the world and have not been scooped the fuck up yet, who are completely functional. And so what happens is, is y'all accept this narrative that because a bitch crazy, they cannot be functional. They cannot be strategic. That somehow they stupid because they're mentally ill. Stupid and mentally ill are not synonymous. Not at all. You understand? And so this lunatic, who is very strategic, not only that, we had been talking about how Trump, what happened to Trump writers, like why he ain't got no good speech writers, like why the script looks so shabby. You know what I'm saying? And I had to think about that shit. I said, oh no, I was wrong. I have to retract that shit. The script looked exactly how it's supposed to look. Because that motherfucker ain't saying nothing out his mouth that has not gone before somebody's desk to say, okay, he can say that. This is what we need right now. We need radicalism. We need shit that's gonna tap into this base that we can trigger. It's like militia if we need to. We need shit to seem a little bit off the cuff and kind of crazy. You feel me? Okay. Sorry about that, you guys on IG. Yeah. Anyway, the reason I got on that is because this article, that's how I got on that. This article that I was telling you guys about that was talking about the racist origins of like the devil or Satan or whatever. And again, the article to me, and it was long. The article was long too. You wrote this long article and you couldn't come up to a better conclusion than the one you did. It didn't come to it. And so at the end of the day, um the article was decent, right? But it couldn't make the full conclusion. The conclusion is that who was this black ass devil that all these European women were surrounded by and listening to like they was little they was little kids in a schoolhouse listening to a teacher. Who is this black devil with titties? You feel me? And so that's when I was talking to y'all a couple of weeks ago when we did this live about how it's my suspicion, just based on the shit that we've read so far, the stuff that we've read from like Barbara Walker and Barbara Moore and Mama Zogbe and even Abiola Abrams, some of the other stuff that we read about the very real Black female presence in Europe and for a very, very, very long time. Mama Zoe say the Black Sibyls was up in Europe for about 3,000 years. We ain't talking about half a second. We talking about 3,000 years of Sibylline presence in Europe, teaching, healing to and fro, and this and that, and this and that. I said, oh, okay. Because like you rarely see, it's only now that you see these little BS shows coming on TV talking about, see, Black people are in Europe too, but they always aristocratic. They always nobles or rubbing shoulders and elbows with nobles or trying to bed nobles. And that's those the only Black folks that was in Europe at the time. Have these new shows tell it was just people, Black skinned people trying to live like, be like, and get rich like these nobles. That's it. That's the only Black presence in the whole of European history. You feel me? And Mama Zoe was like, even before there was a such thing as a noble child, them Black Sibyls was all over the goddamn, all over Europe, all over Europe for upwards of 3,000 years. And so it makes, because this damn near successful blotting out of the Black female presence in Europe was pretty successful, because it's just now that any of us are learning about the Black female presence in Europe and how long standing it was, right? And so that little picture of the of this jet black, cold black devil with horns and a little pointy tail and hooven feet and shit, and all these white women standing around the devil, and then you look close at the devil, and the devil got titties. I said, oh, see, there it is. There it is. And baby, look what I found. Woo, my God. Oh, I cannot wait to rock this shirt. Listen. Oh, I am so hype about that shirt. Y'all don't even know what. Oh, I'm so hype about that shirt. I found that shirt. I said, listen, Spirit, you better come on in the damn room. Listen, I'm out here trying to offend some bitches, okay? I'm up in here trying to offend some bitches. You feel me? Listen, okay? Listen, and I just had this conversation the other day because apparently, y'all know, I see you, bros from the dead. Um, you know, I don't pay too much attention to like popular culture and stuff like that, but this thing was like taking up all the space on my TikTok about this most recent controversy with Doja Cat. And so apparently there was this young Mexican kid who was so hyped because he met Doja Cat at a club here in LA after the club let out or whatever. And his homie is taking video footage while he is talking to Doja Cat. And thank you, Russ from the Dead, for the donation, darling. I love it so much when y'all send these cute ass little baby emojis. This little hippo, so cute. I just love it. I am still a mother at heart, child. I love cute shit. I love squishy shit. I love little babies. Look at him just I love it. So cute. Anyway, so let me just tell y'all something about y'all. So I was talking to this young woman the other day when I was reading her, and I was just talking about, like rebel culture and, and that kind of stuff, right? And Doja Cat, she got she got a little reputation on her. You feel me? She say some little, sometimes she do be saying a little dumb shit. You feel me? Whatever, right? But you know what? I fuck with her. I'm gonna stay fucking with her. And the reason I'm gonna stay fucking with her, even when she say little dumb ass shit, the reason I'm gonna stay fucking with, what's her name, Cardi B, even when she do and say little dumb ass shit, The reason I'm gonna say fucking with all of these girls is because I know the hate that they receive has nothing to do with the fact that they say little dumbass shit. Most of them are still babies. Most of them, I don't think none of them over 32. All of them babies. Got into the industry as babies. You feel me? At 20, what's his name? Meg Thee Stallion was like 22 when she got into the industry. Child, I got grown ass kids. My daughter just turned, my oldest child, the one I actually gave birth to, just turned 30. Two 28-year-olds, my stepchildren, my stepdaughter 28, my stepson 24. You know what I'm saying? These is babies. Yes, they grown, they out there doing their thing, but like I talk to them every day. I know their brains. I know what lack of confidence young people that age have being thrust into the adult world right out of childhood and shit. So they babies. And so I give them grace. I give them grace. I give them grace. The other thing is I know what they say out their mouth ain't got nothing to do. 0% has nothing to do with why they get the hate they get. I know that nothing these young women can say, nothing these women have said, nothing these women have done is the reason that they get so much hate at all. I don't care if the hate coming from black women, from black men, from others. I don't care. I don't care what they say and how dumb it sounded to y'all. That's not the reason y'all give up that much hate to them women. Y'all give up that much hate to them women because they are black or blackish. You understand what I'm saying? They close enough in their proximity to black femaleness that is all the justification that you need to spit venom on them every opportunity that you get. That is for them to even be black-ish. Cardi B, Doja Cat, for them to be black-ish. They close enough to blackness, they close enough to femaleness and blackness for y'all to hate them bitches. And that's it. Them bitches too close to black and female. That's it. That's all. That's all. And so I know where the venom comes from. And so I'm sitting here reading these comments because this kid meets Doja Cat. She does not have her security with her. She goes to a club. She's going about her motherfucking life. She go to the club. She comes out the club. This guy kind of like, oh my God, it's Doja Cat. He's a gay kid. And he just launched a t-shirt line. And the t-shirt that he comes out the club with says, hot boys kiss boys. He's launching a new line, right? She's like, oh, hey, your shirt is cute. Your shirt is cute, right? And so he says she mouthed to him, his shirt is cute while they were in the club. So he went looking for her. He trying to play all innocent and shit. He went looking for her after the club. She did not have security with her. She had a homegirl with her. You feel me? So he, oh my God, it's Doja Cat. Bum rushes her outside the club, and you can tell she's trying to get to her car, right? But you can also tell because we all have done it, we women. We all have done it. You can tell that she's like trying to be nice because she sees that she is being recorded, but you can also tell that she's like, okay, hey, that kind of awkward nice that you do, right? He's like, oh my God, I just love you so much, whatever, whatever. She was like, I really love your shirt. He was like, oh my God, I have to get you one. I have to get you one. And she was like, yeah, I really need one. I really need one. I think that's really cute. And then she says, yeah, I need one now. Do you have one now? He was like, what size do you wear? She's like, I think it was like a size 1 or something, a small or something like that. He was like, oh my God, this will fit you. It's a small. Now they had been in the club all night. He take his sweaty ass shirt off and just puts it in her hand, right? And you can see him sweaty, child. You can see him sweaty. I'm already grossed out. I'm watching the video and I'm already like, ew. Okay. He's like, oh my God, here, you can have mine. Here, right? Gives her the shirt. She's like, oh, thanks. Thanks, right? Then he grabs her. Oh my God. Full the fuck on grabs her. I was sitting here like, oh my God. I was shook. I was shook as fuck. This motherfucker just took his shirt off, all sweaty, gives her the sweaty ass shirt, then proceeds to, without her saying, you feel me, and grabs her, hugs her, and she's like, oh. And then she even throws her little foot up. And then he lets her go. And then he grabs her again and kisses her on the cheek. You can see she is uncomfortable, but trying to be nice and like just let it be over so she can get to her truck. It wasn't even subtle, y'all. It was like, oh bless her. Oh my God. Why would he kiss this woman on her face? Like full on. Ew, just ew. Okay. Ew. 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 I was so mad. I was so mad. But what made me more mad is all of these videos, all of these TikToks, all. So let me tell you what had happened. Okay, so that happened. He was hyped the next day. Really, he was trying to promote his shit. He was hyped. I'll give it to him. But really, he was trying to promote his shit because he had his homie recording the whole time. You feel me? So he gets on a TikTok the very next day and he's like, oh my God, y'all won't believe what happened. I met Doja and she took my shirt and this is my new brand. And he's going off. He's so hyped. And everybody's like, oh my God, that's so awesome. Blah, 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 blah. Well, a week later, apparently somebody, it gets to Doja Cat that this guy is every day talking about how he met Doja Cat outside this club and he's really using it he's really milking the shit to push his brand. Feel me? No shade, do what you do, but it gets back to her. So she goes on Twitter and she makes a tweet and she says, I forget how the thing started, but it was a long little statement. She was like, look, she said, I get it when people get excited or whatever. She was like, but damn, like, what do you do that to regular everyday people? Just run up on them and grab them and kiss them on the face. She said, by the way, I threw your sweaty ass shirt in the garbage on the way home. I said, yeah. Damn. She was mad as fuck. She had every right. She had every right to be. And I felt her because I know how it is. I remember being in school, right? And shit, like high school. And before you like develop your confidence and shit, or you don't want to hurt nobody's feelings because girls always have to worry about everybody else's feelings before they own. You feel me? And so how some shit happened to you and you so shook in the moment that you're like, oh, okay. And then you get home and for a week, your ass is obsessing. I should have told that motherfucker off. I should have punched that bitch in the face. Like you be dreaming about what you should have did when the thing happened. In the heat of the thing, I should have smoked that bitch. I should have cleaved their head off. Whatever it is. You be obsessing because you like, dang, somebody totally violate my goddamn boundaries. That's what happened. And I felt her. Because they were like, why it take a week for her if she was so offended? Why she didn't say something then? Why she didn't do something then? Why it took her a week? And 99% of these motherfuckers was women. And when I tell you, the hate came down like the wrath of God. The hate for her saying, why would you just roll up on somebody and grab them like that? So everybody's like, why she enjoyed it? Why she even had her foot kicked up? I said, listen, y'all ain't shit. I'm gonna tell y'all about yourself every time y'all ain't shit. Y'all ain't shit. And of all the videos I watched, only about 3-4, there was 3 women and one dude, a white gay dude, and that women was like, y'all ain't shit. Saying the same thing I'm saying. Y'all ain't shit. That y'all could tell that the woman was uncomfortable. She didn't have no security with her. Who the fuck do he think he is just rolling up on somebody and putting his old sweaty body on anybody? And she did not, there was nothing in her mannerisms that invited him into her space. What would make him think that shit was the fuck okay? The fact that he is gay and male and all of you women are excusing his behavior and then not only excusing his behavior, but trashing the hell out of this woman like gay men don't fucking disrespect women's boundaries. Oh, child, they was going off. And the gay white man, he was like, y'all ain't shit. He was going off. He was like, y'all really ain't shit. He said, y'all really ain't shit. Like gay men aren't misogynists. That's what the gay white boy said. Like gay men aren't misogynists. Like gay men don't notoriously violate women's spaces and violate women's bodies. Like what the hell is wrong with y'all? He was like, he would not, He would not walk up to a stranger in the street and do that. And because, quote, he know her because he a fan, he presumes that he has a right to violate her fucking space. That if her bodyguards had been there, and even if he had wanted to approach her, he would have stepped in a totally different way. He would have been utterly respectful. I'm so glad to meet you. Handshake, maybe. And all these people out here spitting venom on this girl. I said, y'all really out here with that dumbass shit. I couldn't believe the amount of black women. Oh, well, I told you Doja Cat don't like her fans. She hate her fans. Da, da, da. Really? That's the simpleton. That's the conclusion your ass coming to. Is that she hate her fans? That's the conclusion that you coming to. That is some I know kindergartners that are smarter than that. So I won't even disrespect no kindergartners. Because I was gonna say that's some kindergartners ass shit, but I know kindergartners that's got more common sense than that. The hell is wrong with you people? What the fuck is wrong with you people? That women in general, but black women and black-ish women in this goddamn rank ass industry are completely, they are told all the time that they have no right to have boundaries. They are told all the time they have no right to have an opinion. They are told all the time they have no right to show or demonstrate emotions. They have no right to safety. They have no right to sovereignty. They have no all the time. All the time. And you in every story that you see, every story that you see about any of these women, what's that girl named Lizzo, Doja Cat? You just name it. You just name it. You just name it. You just name it. It don't matter because even Beyonce, even though y'all love her so much, and I love Beyonce, but I'd be conflicted with her. But I remember before I was a Beyonce fan, and she put out that album, the really raunchy, sexy one. Um, I remember listening. I was still in Florida at the time, and I remember listening to this morning show, and they were going off. Can you believe this? These, what was it? What was it called? Ugh, um, oh my God, what was the name of that song? Man, It was the really raunchy one. It had a cute ass video, and she had like a bustier on, and she had on like a white shirt and Partition. That's the name of it. Partition. Um, when that video and that song dropped, which is jamming, I don't give a fuck. That shit hot. You feel me? I was like, okay, you better work, bitch. And you just squeeze some twins out your body too. You better go on and get it. You better go on and get it, bitch. Right? I was hyped. And I'm sitting there listening to this goddamn morning show, and there was it was a white girl, a black girl, and two black dudes that do this talk show in the morning, like high traffic time in the morning. And they were like, can you believe this video she just dropped? You know what I'm saying? Like, don't she know she a mother and she can't be dressing like that and talk about that kind? I said, oh my God. Is this the 19 goddamn 50s? Are you motherfuckers? Is this a radio show on the 1950s? Like, what? Wait, what? And we in Florida too? Y'all, man, y'all hood as fuck. Y'all ratchet as hell. What the fuck are you talking about? She a mama, so she can't pop no coochie. She can't flash a nipple. What? Wait a minute. Huh? That shit had me dismayed and bewildered. Okay. I was like, these people are deluded. To hear 99.9% of these people and what they was talking about every morning, and this the conclusion that you done came to about Beyonce, because now she got some babies. That all of a sudden she got to cover up, she got to look like a nun or something. Y'all is delusional. Y'all mental illness is showing. Y'all mental illness stay showing. Y'all, and y'all don't even feel no kind of way about putting y'all mental illness on display. Show don't. I'm saying all of this because that shit with that girl. I know everybody got beef with Doja Cat. I know. But let me tell you something. I give women grace. I give women grace. You feel me? That unless she go out and do something like really diabolical. And I'll be honest, my sense of diabolical is extremely broad. It's way, 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 way broad. It's like there ain't too much none of these girls could do, and I'll be like, yep, now y'all can get her. There ain't too much. I'm gonna be honest, there ain't too much. If y'all fuck up and find they got like old porno, they before they got big, they was porn stars, and they did a what they call it, a NDA, so nobody would put them on blast because they was porn stars, and then all of a sudden they find out they was porn stars. I'll be like, you better go on out there and get it, girl. I understand you had to do what you had to do. They ain't too much. They ain't too much. They ain't too much. I'm gonna be honest. As a matter of fact, I will tell you that the only thing any of these women could do that would have me be a turncoat would be like crimes against children, crimes against old people, crimes against women, and I mean like serious crimes against women. Uh, and they don't have to be serious crimes. We're children and we're old people are concerned. But serious crimes against women, betrayal of women, then I'll be like, okay, now I can't fuck with them. But even that little that little catty shit that these artists be doing, you feel me? I know Nicki Minaj is in the news again. Zelia Banks is in the news again. You feel me? That little catty, that cat and mouse shit that these men in the industry be pitting these women to get against each other like pit bulls in a goddamn dog fight shit. Yeah, y'all can say terrible shit about each other. Yeah, I still won't be on that kind of shit that everybody else on. However, there ain't too much these women can do that would have me be no turncoat. I like Doja Cat. I like Doja Cat. I like her music. I like her swag. I like her sexy. I like her audacity. And then I'm telling you, because she relinquished her pretty girl phase, that's when she started really getting the hate. Oh, this bitch then cut her hair off, started thinking about the devil and demons and shit in her videos. Oh no, nah, we done. What happened to the pretty blonde hair and the little big Barbie doll shit she was always doing it, letting us see just like the little bottom of her butt cheeks and shit. Like that's the Doja Cat we want to see. We want to see her pretty and like a baby doll and shit. And she's like, fuck you dudes. As a matter of fact, let me get the Grim Reaper in my next video. Hold on, let me dress up like a demon and shit. If y'all want a devil worshiper, bitch, if y'all want to see the devil, everything I do, well, why don't I just make him butt naked and in your face? Let me do it like that. Let me do it like that. I fuck with her hard. I fuck with her hard. All of them. All of them. As a matter of fact, I think everybody, especially these black female musicians, these musical artists, they need to form a squad is what they need. That's what I was telling the young girl on the reading the other day. I was like, they need to go back to their hometowns. Like Meg Thee Stallion. I was like, when I was watching that damn documentary about this girl, this wasn't nothing what I was about to talk to, but I'm still going to. Anyway, when I saw that damn documentary, that shit had me so mad. It had me so in my feelings. It had me so mad to imagine this girl who is younger than my daughter, who loses her mother. And 2 weeks later, the industry is telling her, you ready to go back on the road? You missing tour dates. Move. You missing tour dates. Her mother died. She buried her a week later. And the week after that, it was like, TikTok, bitch. TikTok. And as soon as her mama died, because her mama was covering her. Her mother was making sure that these goddamn vultures, these damn, that's right. She had back-to-back deaths in her family. But these her mama was making sure these vultures couldn't get at her. You feel me? And as soon as her mother passed away, it was like everybody just started pecking away. And you could just see the downward spiral. And the whole time I saw this, I kept saying, where is this baby's goon squad? Ain't she got no cousins? Ain't she got no people in them? Like, where is her goon squad? Who are all these white people around her? Child, like the people closest to her, the people working like with her. I'm like, who is all these white people in her house all the time? Where her goon squad at? She need to go home and pay her cousins them, pay her uncles them what she paying these bougie ass hired security guards. You feel me? She need She need that as her goon squad, as her professional 24-hour goon squad. Then she need the cousin, the auntie, the family the family friend, the women in the hood, in her hood in Houston, that be hustling. You feel me? Like they know how to flip coins. They know every detail of money making. She need a people around, and she need a straight up hoodoo voodoo goon squad. So she need her militant goon squad, her security guard. Boy, if you don't get away from my door, we boxing. Trifling. She she need she need her militant goon squad. Yeah, hold on, let me throw something at him because he trying me now. Get away from my door. She need a straight up goon squad, and they will take care of her because she breaking them off instead of no name niggas that she hired from a security company. They ain't got no vested interest in keeping this, not only keeping her alive, but making her feel like supported, not just protected, supported. This family. You feel me? She need her money goon squad because motherfuckers is always gonna be trying to play with her goddamn money. Mark my words. And then she need a separate inner circle goon squad of straight up witch bitches. And I know she know them because her ass is from Texas. I know she know them because her ass is from Texas. Let me ask y'all a question. Do y'all think, and I'm asking a real ass question. Do y'all think that Beyonce Knowles would be who she is today if she and her mama and her daddy were not crystal clear from day one that they need an inner circle witch bitch goon squad? I'm asking, do you think this girl would be as successful as she is today if they had not stepped? They all from that area, Louisiana, Texas, and the like. Do you not think that they didn't have a goon squad the whole time this girl was coming up in the industry? How else? I'm not saying that the girl is not talented. So don't, because I know a lot of y'all be doing that dumbass shit. Oh, they sold to the devil, and that's the only reason they got them kind of skills. Every time y'all open y'all mouth, white people jump out. Every time y'all open y'all mouth, white people jump out. The girl is talented because she black. The girl is gifted because her ancestors willed it so. The genetic lottery that made up all her family now is what ensured that the girl would be gifted, that the girl would be talented. Plus, the bitch is a Virgo. I don't know if you know. I don't know if you know. But plus, the girl acts, behaves, conducts her life just like a quintessential Virgo. Like a quintessential Virgo. Genius is a given. And this is from somebody who could not stand Destiny Child, Beyonce, none of that shit. And then I saw a live performance, not live, like I saw a live performance on a video, and I was like, oh my God, this bitch is a goddamn genius. I was playing games. I was like, oh, this little young folk music, and then I was at a friend's store and she had this Beyonce live video thing playing, and I was like, wait, what? And then they talking about how that for that B-Day tour she did, the very big one, how she was the one that auditioned every single musician. She had like 40 fucking musicians in that show, that the entire band was all women of color. The whole band, 40 people. The whole band was what she auditioned every single musician. She personally auditioned every single dancer. I was like, oh no, that's some Virgo shit. That's some straight up Virgo shit. That's some Virgo shit. Because that's what we do. Do you know that in my whole life, I am the only one that have ever thrown my birthday party? Every time. Every time. And just like a quintessential Virgo, that shit gonna be over the top for no reason. For no good reason. Oh, bitch, I'm 24. Girl, for my 24th birthday, I hired a traveling freak show. I'm not lying. I hired a traveling freak show. So people who swallow swords and ate fire and fucking belly dancers and people who like did crazy shit, like would pour glass on the ground and like lay in the glass and then have belly dancers dancing on their belly while their back is in the glass, all kinds of glass eaters. I hired a whole band. The house that we had it at was me and my homegirl had the same birthday. She was a year older than me and we had the exact same birthday. And her boyfriend had this crazily ridiculous house on the mountain in Birmingham. And he had a tree house in his backyard that was like some shit out of Swiss Family Robinson, y'all. This goddamn tree house had indoor plumbing. It had motherfucking electricity. There was like a waterfall coming down the mountain in his backyard on both sides of the tree house. So me and this girl, our drug of choice was tequila. Right. And so everybody that came to the party either bought these expensive ass. My boss bought me a $200 bottle of tequila. We had so much. We had so much tequila in that goddamn house. I mean, literally bottles and bottles and bottles of $100, $200, $300 bottles of fucking tequila all over the counter that night. People only came with one or two gifts: tequila or drugs. I had so much drugs. I had so much. I'm just giving it to y'all blood raw. These was my days. You know what I'm saying? I'm 24 years old. I had not drank anything in my life. I had not done anything in my life till I was 22. Once I did drugs for the first time, drank alcohol for the first time, both things at 22, it was on and popping, baby. I was like I was making up for lost time shit. I had so many drugs. Oh my God. I had pages, I ain't lying, pages of acid, freaking a whole pill bottle of ecstasy. Child, I'm telling you what. Oh my God. But listen, I haven't topped that party yet. It's on my list of things to do. I haven't topped that party yet, but I'm just telling y'all that because that party is stereotypical Virgo shit. Like, I'm not the only Virgo that I've ever known that'll be like, no, can't nobody else throw my birthday party. I'm gonna throw my birthday party and then I will invite everybody and then y'all can come and turn up. Virgos are the type of people who will throw their own birthday party and tell people don't bring. I did it, as a matter of fact, 2 years ago. I had a birthday party here down at the Bourbon Room, and I was like, don't nobody bring any gifts. Okay. The guys at the Bourbon Room, because I told you I'm the only Negro that ever go in there, so I'll never pay for shit. So the guy that was managing the spot, I was like, yo, how much would it cost me to reserve this back room? It's like a piano bar, very cute. It seats like 50, maybe 75 people. He was like, it's got 2 pianos, a drum kit, a sound system, whole 9 yards, but it's separate from the rest of the big area of the bar. I was like, how much would it cost me to reserve this room for like 4 hours? I want to have a little party with my friends back here for my birthday. He was like, are your friends going to drink? I was like, hell yeah. I was like, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna put a certain amount on the bar, and then after that's drank up, then everybody start paying for their own drinks. I put a $300 tab on the bar. I paid for. I said, don't bring me any gifts. Everybody that came, I gave them a gift bag. Everybody that came got a cute little gift bag. I put a crystal in there. I put some incense in there. I forget what else. It's like 3 or 4 little things. Everybody that came to my birthday party, I gave them a little gift. I gave all the bartenders little gift bags. They were like, oh my gosh. That's some Virgo shit. We just extra. You feel me? So anyway, the first time I see this girl's Beyonce, the B-Day thing, I was like, yep, that right there is some stereotypical Virgo shit like this. That's some Virgo shit. I loved her ever since. I was like, it's a bad bitch. She said, nope, I'm not hiring anybody to audition anybody. They literally show her audition every single motherfucker she put on the stage behind her. I said, well, you go on in. The girl is a genius. But do you think that genius just emerged the fuck from nowhere? No. She got about 14 generations of good stock behind her in both directions that have contributed to the she that she is. But her mama a witch, she a witch, her sister a witch, her daddy probably a witch, her people them, her mama, sisters and aunties and uncles and cousins them, they all witches. Is that a stretch? And I ain't talking about witches like y'all be thinking about witches because y'all got white people in y'all head. That ain't what I'm talking about. I'm talking about anybody with power. is a where your Christianity is concerned, where capitalism is concerned, where patriarchy is concerned. Anybody with power, they don't have to specify the power. It can be the power to sing. Ah, bitch, you a witch. Bitch, you done sold your soul to the devil. You feel me? Tell me I'm wrong. Everything becomes, bitch got tattoos on her face. Oh, she a witch. Think I'm lying? Everything that is peculiar to your ass when they met you, right? Your ass when they met you, right? They go over to China and see the Chinese people be tattooing themselves. Okay, let's write that in the book. You cannot, it's a sin to tattoo your body. Okay. Oh, you go down there and you see people with earrings, with hoops in their nose, and then, okay, let's put that in the Bible too. Okay, you cannot adorn your ears with this and this and this and this. Oh, they go down a little bit further past Egypt, and they see all these bitches with braids in their hair, and they get titillated by the braids, and so they say, okay, braids must mean that your ass get horny and you start thinking lustful thoughts. So we got to make sure that it's in the Bible too, that you can't have no braids and adornments in your hair. Everything you did became a sin that they will identify and put in that crooked ass document that your ass called the goddamn Bible, called the goddamn divine word of God. That's all they did was went to and fro saying, oh, okay, when these women be braiding each other hair, they be speaking spells into the hair and shit, you feel me? So we got to make sure that bitches don't be braiding their hair. I'm not being funny. It's in the Bible that you can't braid your hair. You understand? The men can't have long hair. Women can't have short hair. But if we catch you and we think you're a witch, we about to shave your hair off. Anyway, I digress. All of that to say, don't none of these women say have nothing to do with why y'all hate them. And the work is that y'all have to sit in your discomfort and say, why I'm so mad about Cardi B, why I'm so mad about Meg Thee Stallion, why I'm so mad about Lizzo, why I'm so mad about Doja Cat. Am I really mad because they just said something stupid like young people tend to do? You feel me? Or is it because that bitch is too black and too black adjacent and she too close to female? Because you hate black women. See, everything is the issue but the actual issue. You will say all the things to try to hide what the singular issue is y'all hate black women. Y'all hate black women, but you hate even more than black women, black female women. People born with uteruses. You all hate them. You all hate them. And so everything becomes the issue, but the issue because you don't want to admit out loud what you already know in your head. Is I hate black bitches, but I can't say I hate black bitches. So what I have to say is why she's so loud. I hate black women. I hate black female women, but I can't say I hate black female women. So I will say why she got so many babies. I hate black female women, but it is not politically correct for me to say I hate black female women. So I'm going to say why her ass so big, why she so fat. I hate black female women, but it is not politically correct. I don't want to catch no smoke for saying the honest thing, which is I hate black female women. I'ma say they got too much attitude. They don't know how to treat a man. They don't know how to cook no more. They don't want to be married no more. They think they know everything. Whatever excuse that you come up with to justify that thing that you are too much of a coward to just go ahead and express out loud, you will say, oh, you will come up with every machination to get close to that thing without saying that actual thing. Everything becomes the issue but the issue. And the reason y'all are all mad, all of y'all are mad, is because black women are saying, we get it. We get it. We get it. You don't even have to say the thing. We get it. And that's okay. Because we're going to be out here doing what the fuck we want to do, when the fuck we want to do it, how the fuck we want to do it, to with whom we choose to fucking do it, wherever on the globe we want to do it, and fuck every last single one of you if you got a problem with how I am doing what the fuck I am doing. Now y'all mad because y'all can't get a rise out of a bitch no more. That's why y'all mad. Y'all mad because it used to be that our feelings would be so hurt when people would transgress against us. We would take it. so deeply. We would internalize that shit so deep. Why they don't like us? It ain't no matter. It don't matter how much nice I do. It don't matter how much it don't matter how soft my voice is. It don't matter how straight my hair is. It don't matter how skinny I am. It don't matter. It don't matter. Cause skinny black women catching hell, just like fat black women catching hell. Old black women catching hell. Young black women catching hell. Light skinned black women catching hell. Dark skinned black women catching hell. Y'all does every last one of you is just too cowardly to say what the thing is. And the more you say, let me put it this way, the less you say, the more you show your face, the more you show your ass. Because y'all say everything but the thing. Everything but the thing. You feel me? And it doesn't matter what you say. We hear you loud and clear. It doesn't matter what you say. We hear you loud and clear. And so now black women is like, y'all ready to go get something to eat? It's just another day. And, you know, the mother's children hates her daughters, hates her chosen, hates the ones. Y'all ready to go get some? I need some ice cream. As a matter of fact, I need some ice cream. You feel what I'm saying? I know I'm going on a rampage right now. But Sekhmet is in the room today. Sekhmet is in the room today. Sekhmet is in the house today. Sekhmet has been slept on for far too long. All these years, we be giving some mythological male in our head credit when we step into Leo season, like Leo season is not completely shaped by the archetype of our great mother Sekhmet. All this time. Why? Because your Jesus has hijacked her image. Yes, he did. You think I'm lying, don't you? Why the Lion of Judah? Why what y'all call that shit? Why the what's that nigga name in Narnia? What's that nigga name in Narnia? The lion nigga name. The lion nigga name. What's the lion nigga name in Narnia? What was his name, y'all? Shit. Um in the what is it? The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe in the Chronicles of Narnia. You know what I'm saying? This is literally Aslan. Why his name is Aslan? I always wanted to know that. Like, where they get that from? Because Aslan, you know, is the liberation movement of the Mexica people in Mexico. I don't know if y'all know that or not. So the first time I saw the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe in the Chronicles of Narnia, I don't know how old the story is. I don't know when the book was written. But I'm like, why does lion name Aslan? Like, why they do that? Where they get that from? Why they did that? Because Aslan is the name of the goddamn, not only the liberation movement of the Mexica people, but also the kind of revolutionary, like, land back movement. Because, you know, California is Mexico. You know, New Mexico is Mexico. You know, Arizona is Mexico. You know, Texas is Mexico. Like, part of Utah and motherfucking Colorado, I believe, is goddamn Mexico. And so Aslan is a movement that's not just about, quote, the liberation struggles of Mexican people, quote, Mexica people, that's in what is now border drawn Mexico. It's like, bitch, this all our shit. Y'all just straight hijacked our shit. Y'all just straight stole our shit like y'all always do. And so this whole thing is, Aslan is about, it's like a war cry for them. You feel me? I said, why they do that? I said, why they do that? I said, why they do that? I said, why they name this lion goddamn Aslan? That ain't no name I ever heard in Europe. Wasn't it a British motherfucker who wrote them books? Where he get that from? Why he named that lion that? Why he did that? On trifling motherfucker anyway. But aside from that, the lion nigga, Aslan, right? He go through a whole, you know, he got to sacrifice himself for the kids and shit, and then he resurrected, you know what I'm saying? And the dreadlock having white witch bitch. Ain't that a better be honest? Why this bitch got dreadlocks? first, first time I saw this movie, I was like, what in the fuck is going on in this movie? Why this white girl got dreadlocks all the way down her back? Ain't no niggas nowhere in sight. Where she just see dreadlocks at? Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm on one. God. Anyway, and that white girl, I forget her name, but that white girl that played in that movie, right? She's so weird looking, and so always be putting her in these roles, right? Because I guess they think that her weirdness is synonymous with like evil or whatever. So they always be having her in these roles that I'm like, do she not have an agent? Do she not have a manager or somebody to be like, I don't know, that might not be a role that's good for you, because she plays several roles that I find really problematic. I really find like her role in that movie. I liked her as the witch, but that role of her in what's that bullshit in their show? What's his name? Doctor Strange. Did y'all see the first Doctor Strange? And Doctor Strange, he trying to find a way because he is a great surgeon, but he a dog. He is a terrible, terrible, terrible human being. A terrible human being. Why they always be trying to make goddamn protagonists out of terrible people, terrible human beings? Why they be doing that? Why they be doing that in every movie? Why they be doing that? Hmm? They it's like somehow you terrible because you just didn't know. Somehow you terrible because you just have not taken the journey yet. Somehow you is a horrible, wretched, diabolical, problematic. You have absolutely 0% integrity. And all you need to do is go through the hero's journey and the initiation of the underworld, and you will emerge the victorious hero, good guy who just had to learn something the hard way. Why they do that? Because he was a bastard, is what he was. He was an arrogant, self-absorbed, malignant bastard. So because something happened, something fuck up his hands or something, I forget. And so he has to go to the great Orient. He has to go to the exotic land of the Orient to find a way to you feel me? He go to China or some shit. He walking down the exotic, scary alleys of China and shit. So gross. Just the whole tropishness of it is gross. It's just gross. He gotta go through the back alleys of the uncivilized China and find the mysterious guru, whatever the fuck he gotta find, right? And then he find this ancient person that's gonna teach him the way and shit. And it's this white woman with white hair and white eyebrows and white eyelashes that is the great grand guru that's gonna show him the way. And she got Asian ass sidekicks and servants, and she didn't have no manager or nobody say, no, I don't really think that's a good role for you, boo. I think you might need I think you might need to sit this one out. I think you might need to yo, oh my god. But anyway, let me not get too far off course. I'm talking about our great mother Sekhmet. I'm talking about how Jesus and oh my god, y'all killing me. Oh my god. Every time you turn around though, for real, like keeping it a buck 20. You feel me? Every time you turn around, Jesus stealing somebody's shit. Every time you turn around, Jesus stealing somebody's shit. And he steals so efficiently and so effectively that your ass forget that he stole it. Isn't that they MO though? Isn't that they modus operandi? Is they have the one thing they have the two things, the three things that they have perfected. They have perfected to a diabolical degree is theft, is rape, is and murder. That shit they got down to mathematical precision. That shit they warfare. They got that shit down to a mathematical degree to 100th of a percent. as they are so good at stealing that they really make your ass forget that they done stole from you. Like they sitting there presenting you back to you, but through their worldview, through their lens, and in their white skin, you feel me? And your ass is like, damn, that sure was a good ass movie. Aslan took one for the team. You know what I'm saying? He self-sacrificed for the babies. And you like, damn, that sure was good. That was a good ass one. Not knowing that Jesus then stole your character. Jesus then stole your deity's personification and super absorbed it and became the antithetical presentation of you. Did anybody take the time to look at the thumbnail for this video? I sat here and watched so many videos about Sekhmet. As a matter of fact, let me not get off course too much because there's something I want to read to you. One of these videos that I was reading about the quote the true story of Sekhmet. The link is in the description box below. You remember that y'all thing I did, and I had to actually take the transcript and like tweak that shit because I said I got to read it too. Y'all know my thing don't my computer whatever it doesn't work very well, and so I can't share the screen. But I'm gonna read something to you that came from this video I saw today. Short, but it was on the truth about Sekhmet, right? And so there are all these cool little like AI adaptations of the different gods and goddesses or whatever. So I found this one today, and I am going to read at least a little piece, and then I'm gonna backtrack because I came out the gate swinging. You feel me? And now I need to reel it in and like actually start going by my notes because I actually have like an agenda today. All right. Okay. So this is about Sekhmet. Her transformation the transformation into Hathor or Bastet represents the emergence of ecstatic love. Hold on. Ecstatic love, joy, creativity, and sensual pleasure. The formula is this: divine rage, when consciously met and tempered with deep, compassionate embodiment, transforms into ecstatic joy and creative power. You cannot skip a step. If you try to suppress your rage, your Sekhmet, if you deny it, push it down, pretend it isn't there, it doesn't go away. It let's see, it hides in the darkness of your subconscious. It turns inward. Suppressed fire becomes bitterness, resentment, cynicism, depression, and on a physical level, it often manifests as autoimmune diseases. Let me stop right there and give y'all a motherfucking word today. Yesterday, was it yesterday? No, I skipped yesterday. Day before yesterday, we were having a whole moment. I don't remember even what we were reading about out of symbols and sacred objects, and I was about to start talking to you guys about the liver, and then something came down on me and I had to digress, right? But here this liver shit is again. Here it is again. Now, why am I making this point? Because no matter what I am reading, no matter what I am teaching, no matter what we are talking about, whether it is politics, whether it is psychiatry or psychology, whether it is astrology or numerology, whether it is mythology, like we are talking today, baby, I always want you to, as soon as I start talking, switch gears. Okay, she is talking about Sekhmet, but what is she really talking about? As above, so below. As within, so without. That if you can observe it in the heavens, there is a clear image of it happening physiologically, biochemically, inside your own goddamn body. You hear what I'm telling you? No matter what I am talking about, see if you can now make this connection between the archetypes of the story, the entities in the story, to to an actual physiological process that you can relate to in your body. How your blood literally feels like acid when somebody transgresses against you. And like that story I was telling y'all earlier about Doja Cat, how your ass becomes plagued because your immediate response wasn't to fiercely and violently, if need to, protect your boundaries, that your ass start tweaking for a week like you got acid in your blood because you start obsessing. I should have punched that bitch in the face. God, whatever. Right? That's what this is what it's talking about right here. So even though, because I just always want y'all to be able to easily and fluidly do that dance back and forth. As soon as I'm talking about Sekhmet, you know that I am talking about an astrological, an absolutely identifiable astrological story. Yes, but at the same time, I'm talking about how you can see this in the heaven, in the stories, in the sky, that same phenomenon that you can witness with your eyes in the heavens and the stars and our relationship to that shit, the same thing as a metaphor for the heavens is the same thing happening, unfolding in your body all the time. An actual, measurable, biochemical, biological interaction in your body because your body is interfacing with the world around you. You see something and it causes a response. That emotional response is sending a trickle down effect of all kind of shit happening. Do you understand what I'm saying? So here she talking about, listen, your rage is always righteous. You feel me? And you can't skip those steps. If you try to bypass your rage with love and light and shit, bitch, this shit is going to have an impact on your flesh. What does he say here? Divine rage, when consciously met and tempered, right? It does this and this and this and this and this and this. But if you try to skip the steps, if you try to suppress your rage, if you try to suppress your Sekhmet, if you deny it, if you push it down, if you pretend it isn't there, it does not go away. It hides in the darkness of your subconscious. It turns inward, and suppressed fire becomes bitterness, resentment, cynicism, depression, and on a physical level, it often manifests as autoimmune diseases. What am I always telling y'all about the goddamn liver? The liver is responsible for throwing too much wood on the fire of the heart. The liver as the mother to the heart. The liver is the mother of the heart. And so the liver is the wood element. The heart is the fire element. The heart's fire is always tempered. It's always chill. All of the other elements are working together. The earth element, the wood element, the water element, and the metal element are all working together to make sure that the emperor, the heart, the imperial chill, just chill enough to give you good, strong consciousness, to make your dreams vibrant but not disruptive, to make sure that you have a great and a well restful sleep, to give you clear, quick-witted, sharp thinking, and to give you a presentation of joy. That's what your heart is there for. Is so the kind of joy that you just see on a person's face without them even trying. They don't even have to be smiling, and you can just see that overall they are peaceful and joy-filled. I'm not reading from any book. I'm reading from a transcript from a video that is in the that's in the description box. You feel me? And so I'm always talking to y'all about the liver. I'm always talking about the heart and this because we in the heart season right now. Remember, we just did this whole long diatribe about our entry from on the summer solstice, that there were two things happening at the same time, that we were transitioning out of the Gemini season into a water sign, Cancer, but on the same day we're transitioning out of an air sign into a water sign, but at the height of the summer, at the longest day in the year. On the solstice, the same thing is happening. And so we're transitioning from the liver season into the heart season, into the fire season. And I was telling y'all the whole thing about how in the South, we used to say, like, once it get hot, niggas start shooting. Because the heart is responsible for all mental illness, no matter how severe or how mild. All mental illness is a condition of the heart. And when the heart is too hot in the heart season, and you aren't taking in enough cool herbs, cool drinks, cool cool summer foods like melons and cucumbers and stuff, that you're adding too much fire to an already hot element, which will cause what we call temporary insanity. That's the whole way that you make this connection between this, what we always thought was just like a, like a hood colloquialism about how when the weather get hot, niggas start shooting, or when the weather get hot, guns start to pop. That's what it was. Well, until I go to medical school 10, 15 years later, I'm like, that's why when it gets hot, guns start to pop, is because typically your ass ain't eating dark leafy greens and cucumbers and beautiful melons all day during the summer. Your ass eating pizza and french fries and hamburgers and shit. And so your internal environment is too hot. And the first place it's going to show itself is in mental instability in the summer months. Do you understand? Hot tempers. Okay. So here it's saying the same thing. Y'all, what did I tell you the emotions of the liver are? Rage, wrath, resentment, frustration, anger, envy, jealousy, and depression. And this is what it's saying. This is like a metaphor for what is happening in your body, right? So let's keep going. It says, it turns inward. Suppressed fire becomes bitterness. What is so I haven't taught y'all this, but the taste of the heart in general. So each organ has its own taste. Okay. And so you've heard people say, sometimes I haven't even eaten anything and my mouth is just bitter. My mouth is just bitter. My mouth tastes bitter. Like I've been sucking on pennies or something, right? Then something's going on with the heart, because the taste of the heart is bitter. It's bitter. You feel me? So is this a metaphor? Suppressed fire becomes bitterness, resentment, cynicism, depression, and on a physical level, it often manifests as autoimmune diseases. The body's own immune system, the Sekhmet principle itself, turning on itself. Listen! That if you swallow your rage, bitch, your body will turn against you. That if you are perpetually swallowing your rage instead of cussing somebody the hell out, your Sekhmet principle will turn in on itself, consume you from within. Do you understand? What in the hell? So y'all can't see me? Y'all can't hear me? Because I'm not showing anything wrong here. Okay, y'all are good now. Because I'm not showing anything. Usually it'll show me some warning like it's trying to whatever. All right. Okay. So this is the fate of a muzzled lioness. Let me read that last sentence again. Suppressed fire becomes bitterness, resentment, cynicism, depression, and on a physical level, it often manifests as autoimmune diseases. The body's own immune system, the Sekhmet principle, turning in on itself. This is the fate of a muzzled lioness. She doesn't become a kitten. She becomes a sick, tormented lioness. Alternatively, if you indulge your rage mindlessly, if you lash out, blame others, and spew your fire without consciousness, you become a monster. Yo, listen, when I tell you this thing here today, is so right on time. It's so right on time. It's so right on time. And I have to tell you about a reading that I did today too. Every single card that I pulled but one was a Leo card, was a lion card. I said, what? And then the other one wasn't, the one other card was an Aries card. As a matter of fact, Saturn in Aries card. Now here he is, Saturn in Aries, retrograde in Aries, as a matter of fact. And these were the cards that I pulled for this person today. I said, God, whoa. Okay. Anyway. And these cards were literally damn near verbatim in alignment with this. I mean, So deep today. So anyway, hold on. All right. Alternatively, if you indulge your rage mindlessly, if you lash out, blame others, and spew your fire without consciousness, you become a monster. You become the destructive Sekhmet at the beginning of the myth, creating suffering for yourself and everyone around you. You remain trapped in the fire. The fire of the initiate is the third way, the way of alchemy. You must have the courage to feel your rage, to let the lioness roar within you, to honor her power and her message. But you do not unleash her blindly. You consciously bring her down into your body. You ground her energy. You pour the red beer. How? You move your body. You dance. You run. You scream. You give fire a physical earthly channel to express itself. You use its immense energy as fuel for your workout, for your art, for your activism, for your creative projects. You transmute it. You let the fire that wanted to destroy become the fire that creates. This is how the lioness is soothed. This is how her raw power is transformed into passionate, joyful, creative life force of Hathor. Your capacity for profound joy. Listen to this. Okay? I'm getting, child, my whole body is buzzing. Your capacity for profound joy is locked away behind the door of your unfelt rage. Listen, your capacity for profound joy is locked away behind the door of your unfelt rage. To get to the ecstatic love, you must first have the courage to walk through the sacred fire. Listen. Ooh, shit. Listen, they keep saying, bitch, you can't skip no steps. You can't skip no steps. How does this relate to what we always talk about, y'all? We talking about the ecstatic, the ecstasy is our birthright, the freedom is our birthright, the pleasure is our birthright, this and this and this and this. But don't we have to proceed that process by what? Ecstatically welcoming the radical destruction of all that stands in the way of joy and pleasure and ecstasy and all of that shit. Isn't that what our conspiracies say? That there are obstacles that we have to vigilantly remove. Mm-hmm. Baby. Okay, hold on. Where I was. All right. Your capacity for and I'm also saying this all the time. We do not know. We do not know. We don't have a frame of reference yet. We do not know what true love, what true ecstasy, what true pleasure, what true fun, we unbridled looks like. We don't have a recent frame of reference. And so I feel like it's going to come down on us like a shock wave, because everything that we know as these things have come as a consequence of our being baptized in a goddamn lake of suffering and oppression. So the moments of happiness that we have when our babies are born or whatever is immediately marred with fear, is immediately challenged with fear, with uncertainty. You know what I'm saying? We don't, I just, anyway. And so it's saying here that our capacity for profound joy is locked away behind the door of our unfelt rage. I encourage y'all to watch the video that this came from. It's in the link, it's in the description box, because even though it's a man talking about all the stuff, they couldn't find a female AI voice or whatever. Baby, I watched it 3 times today. Your capacity for profound joy is locked away behind the door of your unfelt rage. To get to the ecstatic love, you must first have the courage to walk through the sacred fire, and only you can do it. The system does not want you to know this formula. It wants you either suppressed and depressed or reactive and chaotic. Both states make you predictable and easy to control. A person who has mastered their own inner alchemy, who can take their most volatile emotions and transform them into their greatest strength, is a person who is actually sovereign. Oh my God. They are no longer a victim of their feelings. They are the master of their own energetic state. This is the true power of Sekhmet. Not the power to destroy others, but the power to transform oneself. The systematic suppression of Sekhmet is one of the greatest spiritual crimes in human history. Child, this is from an AI. Okay? Listen to what this AI say. The systematic suppression of Sekhmet is one of the greatest spiritual crimes in human history. It was a direct assault on the power of the divine feminine and by extension on the wholeness of every human soul on earth. Why was her energy in particular so feared, so targeted, so viciously erased and distorted? Because a woman or any individual who is fully connected to their inner Sekhmet is the single greatest threat to a patriarchal system of control. Patriarchy is built on the foundation of feminine compliance. Oh, oh, oh. Patriarchy is built on the foundation of feminine compliance. It requires women to be passive, accommodating, and above all to never express their righteous anger. The rage of the feminine is the one force it cannot withstand because feminine rage is not a petty ego outburst. It is the roar of life itself defending its own sacredness. Woo! 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 Child, goddamn! Woo! Listen. Mm-mm. The rage of the feminine is the one force patriarchy cannot withstand because feminine rage is not a petty egoic outburst. It is the roar of life itself defending its own sacredness. It is the cry of the earth being violated. Woo! It is the fire of truth burning through deception, and the system is built on deception. And so a war was declared on the warrior goddess. It was a war. It was a war on your no. Listen, it was a war on your no. They couldn't take away your power, so they taught you to be ashamed of it. They created the archetype of the hysterical woman. Anytime a woman expressed legitimate anger or fierce passion, she was labeled as irrational, emotional, unstable, crazy. This is a powerful tool of gaslighting and control. It silences dissent by pathologizing it. It silences dissent by pathologizing it. The message was clear. Your anger is not valid. It is a symptom of your own madness. Keep it to yourself, or you will be ostracized, medicated, locked away, or murdered. This is a direct continuation of the medieval witch hunts where the women who wielded their power and spoke their truth were burned at the stake. The next tactic was to split the goddess. They took the terrifying, powerful lioness and separated her from her loving, gentle aspects. I ain't even got deep on y'all yet. I ain't even got deep on y'all yet. Listen, they said that let's wait. Where you go? All right. Okay. This is a direct continuation of the medieval witch hunts where the women who wielded their power and spoke their truth were burnt at the stake. The next tactic was to split the goddess. They took the terrifying, powerful lioness and separated her from her loving, gentle aspects. They sold you the lie that you had to choose. You could be the good, loving Hathor or the bad, angry Sekhmet. You could be a mother or a warrior, but never both. A lover or a leader, but never both. Listen, okay? A lover or a leader, but never both. A mother or a warrior, but never both. The good loving Hathor or the bad, angry Sekhmet. This forced fragmentation is designed to keep you weak. A lioness without her capacity for love is just a mindless killer. A loving mother, listen, y'all, a loving mother without her inner lioness is a defenseless victim. Can y'all come the fuck up on the room? Come on in the room and act like we having service up in here. Act like we having service up in here. A loving mother without her inner lioness is a defenseless victim. You were forced to choose a weakened, incomplete version of yourself, and then you wondered why you felt powerless. The consequences of this suppression are all around us. Come on in the room. We live in a world where injustice runs rampant because good people have been taught that their anger is unspiritual. Oh my God. Listen, y'all. Listen. You wonder why you feel powerless. The consequences of this oppression are all around us. We live in a world where injustice runs rampant because good people have been taught that their anger is unspiritual. We are told to rise above it, to forgive and forget, to send love and light. And while there is a place for these things, there is also a place for the sacred roar that says, this is not acceptable. This will not stand. We have muzzled our collective inner lioness, and in our silence, we have allowed the world to be overrun by the forces of corruption and greed. We have lost our planetary immune system. God damn. Listen. God damn it. Baby. Baby. We have lost our planetary immune system, y'all. The fire that was meant to purify has been suppressed, and so the sickness spreads unchecked. God damn. This is reminding me of a story, y'all. So out here in California, y'all know every year, as a matter of fact, we about to be in fire season. Every year during the late summer, we are overrun by fires, unbridled, right? And the indigenous people of LA County, of hell, of all of California, are constantly saying, you stupid mother, like, when are you going to allow us to do what we have done for thousands of years, which is to burn controlled fires that are beneficial in a myriad of ways? They keep the trees healthy and growing while making it so that in the hottest months of the year, they are not susceptible to blazes that are that have no ability to be controlled. And what do the white people do? Say, we ain't trying to hear that shit. And so every summer, and if you had me tell it, I think it's purposeful. That's my personal position. There are billions and billions and billions of dollars that come into this state every year because of, quote, damage done by the fires. So where is the incentive for them to allow indigenous people to re-engage in a process of burning controlled fires to keep people from being susceptible to having their property in their homes and shit gobbled up by fire? Where is the incentive in that, where every year they can count on this infusion of billions and billions of dollars under the auspice of repairing damage and all of this shit? That's my personal opinion. I ain't gonna get off on that too hard, but when they're talking about the difference between the suppressed fire and the fire that is like unchecked, unbridled, and not guided by like maternal love, and how dangerous it is, I just automatically thought about this issue out here with the refusal to allow the indigenous to start a process of reinstituting controlled fire burns outside of the summer months. Anyway, that's what it reminded me of. It's a not anyway, and not blowing it off, because again, I'm always telling you that no matter what we're talking about, you can see in real time the implications that exist everywhere. Everywhere, whether it's in the stars and the cosmos, whether it is in your actual body and in the relationships of freaking city, the freaking state's refusal to allow the original caretakers of the land to protect the land through controlled ancestral burning, because all they got on their mind is dollar signs, no matter who is harmed in the process. Remember, I was always telling y'all about my elder teacher who was always telling me, a capitalist is so fucking greedy that they will sell you the rope to hang them with. They don't care. They don't care. And so that's my red beer in honor of Sekhmet today. So let's see. This will not stand. We have muzzled our collective inner lioness. And in our silence, we have allowed the world to be overrun. Yes, man. In our silence, we have allowed the world to be overrun by those forces of corruption and greed. We have lost our planetary immune system. The fire that was meant to purify has been suppressed, and so sickness spreads unchecked. On a personal level, the suppression of your inner Sekhmet leads to a life of quiet desperation. Oh, 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 oh. You walk on eggshells. You swallow your truth. You tolerate disrespect. You allow your boundaries to be violated. And all that suppressed fire turns inwards, becomes depression, anxiety, chronic fatigue, and a deep knowing sense that you are not living the powerful, vibrant life you were meant for. They did not just take away a goddess. They took away your right for your own soul. Oh, 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 God, oh. They took away your right to fight for your own soul. But the lioness is stirring. She has been asleep for far too long, pacified by the red beer of distraction and denial. But she is beginning to awaken. In the hearts of women and men all over the world, a sacred fire is being rekindled, a refusal to stay silent, a refusal to be good, a refusal to be tame. This is her call, the return of the power, and she is calling you to let her out. You are the powerful one. The raw, untamed, purifying fire of Sekhmet is not a force outside of you. It is your birthright. Oh my God. It is the divine engine of your will, your passion, and your courage. To awaken your inner Sekhmet is to finally give yourself permission to reclaim your full power without apology and without compromise. It is to answer the call of the spiritual warrior. This path is not one of peace and comfort. It is the path of radical truth, fierce integrity, and unwavering courage to burn away everything in your life that is false. The first step is to befriend your rage. Oh my God. The first step is to befriend your rage. Oh my God. Stop judging it, fearing it, or suppressing it. Your anger is a sacred messenger. God damn it. Oh my God. Yo. I told you I watched this shit 3 times and I'm still moved. I am still subdued, child. Still subdued. The first step is to befriend your rage. Stop judging it, fearing it, or suppressing it. Your anger is a sacred messenger. It is a compass needle pointing directly to where a boundary has been violated, where truth has been betrayed. God, where your soul is saying no. When anger arises, do not react blindly. Do not suppress it. Instead, get quiet. Breathe into the fire. Ask it, what is the sacred truth you are trying to show me in this moment? Whew, child. What is the boundary that needs to be set? Excuse me. What illusion needs to be burned away? Your anger is not a problem to be solved, child. Goddamn. Your anger is not a problem to be solved, child. Goddamn. Woo! Your anger is not a problem to be solved, y'all. It is a wisdom to be listened to. Next, you must give your inner lioness a sacred outlet. Unexpressed fire becomes toxic. You must move the energy. Let it be the fuel that drives you to create powerful art, to write with searing honesty, to build a business with unshakable integrity, to fight for a cause you believe in. Let it be the fire. Let it be the fire that you take to the gym, the force behind your deepest breath, the roar you release in private space. You must learn to honor and channel this power, or it will consume you from within. You must also become the unwavering guardian of your own boundaries. The energy of Sekhmet is the power to draw a line in the sand and annihilate anything that dares to cross it. This applies to people. Listen, y'all. Listen. Okay. Child, listen. You must learn to honor and channel this power, or it will consume you from within. You must also become the unwavering guardian of your own boundaries. The energy of Sekhmet is the power to draw a line in the sand and annihilate anything that dares to cross it. This applies to people, situations, to your own self-sabotaging thoughts. Okay? You learn to say no with the calm, absolute finality of a queen. You do not need to explain. You do not need to justify. Your sacred space is not up for negotiation. And finally, you understand that the fire of Sekhmet is not just for destruction. It is the fire of creation. It is the same fire that forges stars in the cosmos. It is your passion, your creativity, your life force, your will to become. Okay? You are not here to be a passive observer. You are here to be a co creator with the divine. A creation is a fiery, passionate, and sometimes destructive process. You are here to burn away the old, corrupt, and dying world and to forge a new one from the ashes. This is not a metaphor. This is your sacred duty. Sekhmet is not a monster to be feared. She is the power you must reclaim to do the work you came here to do. She is the force, she is the fierce love that is willing to fight for what is sacred. She is the guardian you need to become to protect the fragile dawn of your own awakening and the awakening of the world. The deeper work of wielding this fire, the true alchemy of the warrior goddess, is an initiatory path for those who are ready to stop being afraid of their own power. Well, okay. Well, okay. Well, I told you about this day. I told you about this day. It's been all day. Mm-hmm. 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 Woo. Well, let's go ahead and move on. I know that was a lot. I know that was a lot. No, that was a lot. Um, yes. All right. Okay. Somebody was mentioning my earrings earlier, so I'm gonna mention them again. Power kiss. Power Kismet said wig snatched, edges gone. Anyway, so these are available for purchase on my Etsy store, DaughterOfTheFates.etsy.com. Yes. And then this is my personal piece, obviously, but this is my Bjork bracelet. Let me take it off so y'all can see it good. I love this bracelet. So this is my Bjork bracelet that I made. Not Coke. See, y'all can see it better on YouTube. It says enjoy cock. It's cute. I love it. I thought it was cute. Anyway, so this is my Bjork bracelet. I love this bracelet so much. You can tell because I wear it a lot. It looks worn. I love it. And then I have one just like this. These are all available on my store. I have one just like this, big beaded bracelet, with all Grace Jones pictures. That one's fire. And then I have another one that's available, but these are my personal pieces of all Tina Turner. Fire. You'll anyway. Oh, and I have another one like this, and it's all pictures of Susie and the Banshee. Susie, Sue, and Banshees, which I love. Anyway, so we gonna move on. But yeah, I know that was a read for y'all ass. Okay, so and then the other thing is like people don't really pay attention to or give as much credence to the fact that Sekhmet is not just quote a warrior goddess, because she's not. She's actually no, you didn't see Minnie Riperton on here. No. Um she is also known as the patroness of physicians. Yep. She was a very well known um you know deity of medicine and so-called black magic or the dark arts. She also, when she wasn't at war, because she wasn't at war all the time, you feel me, when she was not at war, her temples were actually known as what were they called? They were called I forget exactly what they called them. I thought I wrote it down. How did I not write it down? Oh, her temples were turned into sanctuaries of healing. Quote, this is a quote. She was not destruction. She was what remained when justice was forgotten. I said, that's a hell of a quote, right? And there was another epitaph of hers: she who loves my art and defeats evil or detests evil, right? So anyway, so there's some things I want to read to you about the lion. Again, from this, these were part of what I was supposed to read to you the other day and got caught up on some other stuff. But anyway, we're going to read through what the Women's Dictionary of Symbols and Sacred Objects has to say about the lion, which is a lot, by the way. So y'all just gonna have to walk with me. Okay, so the first, for those of you who have the book and have the ability to follow along, this is Barbara G. Walker's book, The Women's Dictionary of Symbols and Sacred Objects. The first page that we're going to turn to is page 6. Yes, page 6. And the first symbol, and I said I was going to, and it's crazy because y'all remember we spent a lot of time on, and it was because of arrows. Remember that the night before last? It was because of arrows that we ended up spending a lot of time in your King James Version Bible. Where my Bible at? We ended up spending a lot more time than I had planned to in that KJV because there were some breakthrough moments in that King James Version Bible that were so synchronicitous, if you will. Okay, there's my Bible. Okay, because we might have to go to our Bible again because this first symbol that talks about the lion, and I had forgotten about this until I read it today. Let me find another blank piece of paper to write on. Here we go. Yeah. Okay. It's the symbol is called the double wheel. It's on page 6 of Symbols and Sacred Objects. And so I'll show you a quick picture of it for those of you who do not have the book, but get your life right and get the book. Ezekiel. One 16. I'd always wondered about this, but now it's actually something I'm gonna have to get into. So let me just show you the image really quick. So the image of the double wheel is this. Okay, so y'all can both see it. All right. So the ancient Oriental tradition, the double wheel meant infinity, showing the eternal wheels of life on earth, enveloped in the larger circle of the cosmic existence. Okay, so what they're saying here is that the inner circle is Earth and the outer circle is the greater cosmos. All right, it does look like a web. Okay, and so and that's something else that we're going to get into, Claudia Ankara, eventually one of these days. I have a whole little deep dive I've been periodically seesawing back and forth in, called the web, the wheel, and the weaver. The web, the wheel, and the weaver, about the historic connection between the wheel, the web, weavers. You know what I'm saying? Like the fates are called the weavers, right? So it's a thing that I'm working on, because even there's a history that's been suppressed in Ayurveda and Hindu tradition about these chakras, and they're called, quote, energy centers, but initially they were called wheels, sacred wheels. The chakras were sacred wheels, and they were attributed still to males. They were called wheels, and it was said that the center of the wheel was the emperor, and the chakra was like the emperor's empire or something to that effect, right? Which was false. It was untrue. That actually the chakras had been fashioned after the weaving work of ancient Indian weaving women, like actual weaving women. Anyway, so in the ancient Oriental tradition, the double wheel meant infinity, showing the eternal circles of life on earth, enveloped in the larger circle of cosmic existence. Therefore, it was often used as a sign of a universal deity or of elemental spirits. Ezekiel's vision of a wheel in the middle of a wheel in the middle of a wheel, Ezekiel 1:16, created by the traditional personifications of the elements. And guess what those elements were? This is in Ezekiel now. Were man, lion, ox, and eagle. Seen as the winged angels, or the winged angels. Remember, okay, so remember on, what's today? Tuesday. So on Sunday, I was saying, damn, I might really need to get back deep into this whole book of Ezekiel, because we had a whole ass moment on Sunday with Ezekiel. Like, we had a whole ass moment, right? But I was like, damn, maybe I need to get back in the book, because I was saying I didn't know what verses it was that was talking about Ezekiel's vision once he went into the desert. What was it, like 40 days or 40 nights or some shit? And The ancient alien people be talking about how Ezekiel's story is the evidence of a close encounter with extraterrestrials because of how he described the this and that and this and that. And one of the angels looked like a man, and one of the angels looked like a lion, and one of the angels looked like an ox, and one of the angels looked like an eagle. Remember that? Anyway, seen as winged angels was nothing original with the Bible. Let's see. Let me read that over. Ezekiel's vision of a wheel in the middle of a wheel, created by the traditional personifications of the elements, man, lion, ox, and eagle, seen as winged angels, was nothing original with biblical thought, but rather a labored reinterpretation of classical symbols. The biblical writer used such symbols because he knew his audience would recognize them as holy. This had been the meaning of the double wheel for as long as anyone could remember. Okay. I probably should read that, but I'm not going to. But I need to give myself a reminder of that. All right. So that's that. So let's go to the next thing where because that's the only mention of the lion there. But I thought that was interesting because I forgot that the lion was considered one of the four elements. Okay. Excuse me. So the next page that she has us on with reference to the lion is page 15. And this is talking about the sun sign. All right. The sun sign. All right. Excuse me. Trying to determine if I need to read the whole thing or just where she's referencing the lion, because the whole thing is quite interesting. According to the oldest symbolism, the circle enclosing a dot represented the primal. Yep, we got to read the whole thing. According to the oldest symbolism, the circle enclosing a dot represented the primal womb containing the spark of creation. Yep. Excuse me. The spark of creation, like the Bindu within the Yoni Yantra of the Hindu tradition. Ancient Mesopotamian myths depicted the sun as a goddess, such as Istan among the Hittites, who was later revised into a male deity named Istanu. Another sun goddess name was Arina, queen of heaven and earth. She was also Hepat or Hebat, whose consort was the sun god. This name passed into biblical tradition as Hebi, Eva, and Eve. In Arabia, Japan, and Northern Europe, the sun retained feminine. In Arabia, Japan, and Northern Europe, the sun had retained a feminine gender. The German language still calls her Die Sonne, which is feminine. Norse myths say that although the sun goddess, named the glory of elves, will disappear at doom along with the rest of the world during the cosmic night, she will give birth to a daughter sun who will illuminate the world to come. Perhaps it was an anticipation of this sun goddess of the next universe that placed her symbol on the rock faces of Celtic megalithic monuments, such as the New Grange, where she appears as a dotted and rayed sun sign. It became more usual, however, for the sun to be considered a male deity in contrast to the moon, which was almost always female. The Greek brother-sister pairing of Apollo and Artemis represents this kind of yang and yin dualism. The biblical god, who was also assimilated to an older male son under the name of Azazel or Azizel, the strong one, who received the Hebrews' scapegoat sacrifices. This Semitic sun god was Azaos in Boeotia, Azan in Syria, and the founder of the city of Azaza or Gaza, where the name of Samson was given to the sacrificed sun hero. In Arabia, they call him Shamson, the sun bound to the meal wheel of the circling year. In early Gnostic literature, this solar deity or his earthly representation was identified with Cain, who was named a god, the sixth of the great eons. The sixth of the great eons, whom men call sun. Many mythical connections between the sun and the male spirit led to a tendency for men to identify themselves with the solar day, the solar calendar, the gods of light and fire, in opposition to the female powers of night, the moon, the abyss, uterine darkness, secrecy, water, and earth. Ooh, damn. Yet, despite the sun god's glory, he was always swallowed up in the uterine darkness before he could be reborn at the dawn of each day or at the year's turning point, the winter solstice. The sun sign may have shown the sun at noon on high in the middle of heaven's dome, but it was also very much like the male Bindu as embryonic spark of life beginning to take form within the cosmic womb, which surrounded and supported it. According to the Maori myth, the sun god had to descend every night into the cave of the deep, where he could bathe in the uterine waters of life, in order to arise reborn the next day. Egypt's Osiris Ra, represented the winged sun disk, also died each day to enter the womb of the Great Mother and to be reborn from her eastern gate each morning. By the early Christian era, Roman emperors were routinely identifying themselves with the sun god and all of his symbols: the cross, the eagle, the fire, the gold, the lion, and so on. Constantine the First, Constantine the First, whom conventional history hails as the first Christian emperor. See, I told you it was going to be important that we read this. She's talking about our conspiracy right here. Yeah. And anyway, Constantine the First, who conventional history hails as the first Christian emperor, was actually a worshiper of the sun god, whose image he placed on his coins dedicated to the invincible sun, my guardian. Contemporaneous Christian Gnostics used the sun sign surrounded by the Gnostic serpent as the symbol of the heart soul terrestrial man. It has been suggested that this dot in the circle sun sign may have originated with the circular lens for starting fire by focusing sunlight on tinder. Interesting. In ancient times, this was known as drawing down the sun from heaven. Oh wow. Altar fires were often started this way, especially the heavenly fire to consume sacrificial victims, like the sons of Aaron, who were devoured by fire from the Lord, according to Leviticus 10:2. Okay, I think that's that. Okay, what's the next page? 231. Let's see. Huh. Okay. 37. Is sleepy, guys. I was hyped for a minute. Oh yeah, so yeah. So the other one is one of the stories that the Greeks you know created, I would assume, to criminalize the lion. It is the chimera. See that? The chimera. Okay. As a matter of fact, the chimera is the first animal that is the quote first of Hercules' labors. The chimera. The monster called Chimera in classical mythology was a demonized leftover from early matriarchal imagery. Her name means she-goat. In the myth of Daphneus, she was a divine nymph, but in that of the hero Bellerophon, she appeared as a fire-breathing amalgam of goat, lion, and serpent. She was shown with a snake tail, lion body, and a second head like that of a goat or an antelope. This monstrous guise actually depicted the three totems of the ancient tripartite year, which was replaced by the Hellenic calendar. Conflict between the two systems was mythologized by Bellerophon's killing of the chimera by pushing a lump of lead down her throat to be melted by her fiery breath. In rather similar style, the Babylonian patriarchal hero Marduk killed the monster Tiamat, who was originally the mother of all gods, including himself. The primordial maternity of the chimera was made clear in some of her portraits, which showed the swallowing teats of a nursing lioness along her body. She evidently represented the goddess who had given the original version of the calendar to her priestesses, while the matricidal hero represented a newer priesthood bent on seizing her ancient powers. And so this was the chimera, who was the last remnants of the mother, was Hercules' first labors, the first creature he had to kill. Okay. All right, what's the next one? 74. That's like I really need for there, I think. Okay. Okay. 74, 79. Okie dokie. That is excuse me. Okay. This is Leo. On the zodiac of Dendera, the symbol of Leo was similar to the tarot card called Strength, a woman taming a lion. That's the first card I pulled for that tarot pool I told y'all about today. That was the first card, was the Strength card. The woman held the lion's tail and waved a flail at him as if driving him forward. To the Babylonians, the constellation was Urgula, the lioness. This was evidently the origin of the Roman name for the star Regulus, the lion's heart, which is the brightest star in the constellation of Leo, a classical symbol of midsummer. Though the Romans associated the constellation with Jupiter, the Greeks, Persians, and Hindus called it respectively Lion, Ser, Sema, Lion, or Leon, Ser, Simba, Lion. As the sign of high summer, Leo was always linked with the sun and said to have a hot nature. It was said that the hairs of the lion's mane stand out eminent like sunbeams. A long mane of hair was an attribute of the biblical hero Samson, who descended from the Arabic Shamsons, a name of the sun. The honeycomb growing in the corpse of Samson's lion, according to Judges 14:8, indicates a solar myth copied from that of the lion-slaying hero Hercules. The zodiacal lion encounters the sun in the season of honey. Because the lion was called king of beasts, the zodiacal lion was assigned a kingly nature, supposedly passed on to Leo people. Bold, brave, generous, somewhat autocratic, gifted with leadership, loving money and pleasure. Leos also had some of the uh, royal faults, such as tendencies to pomposity, overindulgence, and egotism. On balance, however, the qualities of Leo are noble and also partake of the fire element as befits a creature long associated with the sun. Let's see. Okay. Excuse me. Yeah, we're gonna skip that one. And the last one. Okay. Lion. Symbolism usually connected the lion with the sun. The lion's tawny color suggested sunlight. The male's lion mane was identified with the long hair rays of such solar figures as Apollo, Chrysocoms, he of the golden locks, Hercules, and Samson, who was really the Arabic sun god Shamson. The lion head, surrounded by a mane of rays, was a solar emblem in the Mithraic sun worship. One order of the Mithraic initiation was called lion. The lion throne, Simhasana, is still sacred in Buddhism. Lion symbolism also figured in worship of the goddess. Hathor, as the Sphinx, was a lion or the lion-headed. She was sometimes called Mehet, the biblical Mehetabel. Sybil, the great goddess, rode a chariot drawn by a brace of lions. Old images of the naked goddess often rode a lion. This image was perpetuated in Latin America by the Madonna Leona or by Maria Leonza. An old name for Cornwall was Lioness, the country of the she lion. Singapore means the city of the lion. Legend says the city was founded by Sri Tribuana, first of the Malay kings, who claimed descent from Raja Iskander or Alexander the Great. The city was, let's see, am I going to read all of this? Nope. Show ain't. Okay, let's see what time it is. 2:34. All right. I do have more to tell you, but honestly, I'm sleepy. I'm fading. I was hyped for a minute, but now I'm fading. And so I think I'm going to stop there. I think that the read that I did earlier was powerful enough to sustain you till tomorrow, I think. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. I'm going to call it a night. I am tired. Yes, that's exactly what I'm going to do. And I'll have more to say about this tomorrow because I find it all very fascinating. The idea, actually, of us going into Leo season, and instead of thinking about these about these this very very powerful archetype in this very very powerful period, because we have transitioned into the sign of Leo within the context of some very big astrological events. Um, there are four planets in retro. Let's see, yeah, four planets in retrograde right now. Three of them are monstrously big and are going to be in retrograde for a pretty good period of time. Pluto, Saturn, and Neptune are all in retrograde. Neptune and Saturn are in retrograde in Aries. Pluto is in retrograde in Aquarius. Mercury stationed retrograde on the 18th. So we're transitioning today into Leo season. 2 days from now is going to be a new moon. There's just a lot happening. You feel me? Also, is it 2 days from now? I think it's 2 days from now is what is it? Is it 2 days from now? Yeah, 2 days from now is National Orgasm Day. Go figure. 2 days from now, July 25th, is National Orgasm Day. Today is my mama's birthday, as a matter of fact. Nope, tomorrow is my mama's birthday. Today was my dad's birthday. Tomorrow is my mama's birthday. And my daddy's birthday was today. Um, so he would have been 67 today. And then what else? Oh, in 2 days, it is our entry into the new moon. On the 25th is National Orgasm Day. On August 8th, the 8/8 portal is International Female Orgasm Day. Exciting. And it's just big, giant energy. And also, I'm going to be doing a whole deep dive for the month of August because I was telling y'all a couple of weeks ago about how extraordinarily important August is. And so, like in Black consciousness circles, I mean, hardcore, like militant consciousness circles, the real Black history is Black August. It's the month of August because of the extraordinary amount of ginormous history that's taken place in August. The Underground Railroad was kicked off in August. Um, Marcus Garvey founded the UNIA, the Universal Negro Improvement Association, in August. Marcus Garvey's birthday is in August. Fidel Castro's birthday is in August. Several significant wars for Black independence jumped off in August. The reason it was named Black August was because both George and Jonathan Jackson were killed in August. And that kicked off the Black August movement, which was a political prisoner movement. Just a lot. Like, so even artistically in Black cultural and artistic history, August was an enormous month. It's a huge month. And so I will post every day in August about the radical things that have happened in August historically. And as a political activist, as a quote revolutionary, I never had a spiritual context, obviously, to place that in because I wasn't. Now, being the teacher that I am and a healer and, and a spiritual advisor, leader, if you will, the founder of the Temple of Evolutionary Emergence, I was like, okay, yeah, okay, yeah. All that time, every year, I organized a huge event in Tampa for Marcus Garvey's birthday. Every year, August 17th, I was doing some huge ass event in honor of Marcus Garvey and so on and so forth. And so it was always awesome to me how you go and see like this long, extended, expansive, radical history of radical action that happens in the month of August. And then now that you have a spiritual and an astrological like frame of reference, you can say, oh, that's why Black August is Black August. That's why all this awesome revolutionary, game-changing shit always popped off in August is because August is the month of Leo the lion, or Sekhmet the lion. You feel the lioness, right? Is because the whole archetype of the lion as the quote king of the astrological signs is to have kingly behavior, courage, strategic thinking, leadership that's based in love and integrity and a commitment to the whole. They are also healers, great healers, Leos. You feel me? So I'm like, oh, okay. So you have these two extremes that they even mentioned in this thing about Sekhmet, that if the heart fire is healthy, then you have someone that is philanthropic, that is revolutionary, that fights for the group, that fights for the whole. You have someone that is marked by courage and, and direct action and all of that stuff when the fire is harmoniously balanced, right? And so you have these characteristics that are that of the quote divine king. But when the fire is too hot, whether that is the seasonal fire, whether that is the socio-political fire, whether that is your ass don't drink enough water and you live in the desert, whether that is you have swallowed everything that is trying to get out as fire, doesn't matter. Whenever the fire gets too hot, what am I always saying? Beware the madness of the king. Beware the madness of the king. The reason the king becomes mad is because the heart is the emperor. It is the imperial fire that gives us healthy foresight, that allows us to be a leader of a sovereign people, right? Leading with integrity, leading with vision, leading with clear eyes. Do you understand? Having a healthy general. Who's the general? The liver. The heart, the emperor, leading with a healthy general that directs everyone else, that makes sure everyone has what they need to do their jobs accordingly, that the whole thing runs like a well-oiled machine. But if the fire of the emperor gets too hot, it turns to madness. It turns into every diagnosable psychological disease. And so, whether this is a metaphor for what is happening biochemically in your body, or whether it is a metaphor for the history of being able to go back in history and see people who started out as good guys, people in positions of power, presidents, leaders, you know what I'm saying? Emperors, kings, whatever. They start out with good intentions. Like, we really believed him. He was like, I just want to do the right thing for the kingdom and this and this and this and this. And once he acquires power that is not anchored in the mother, that is not anchored in the feminine, there is an inevitability, because power is hot. Power is fire. Power is like reckless. Power, it's like the sun. It's like unbridled. You understand? And madness is an inevitability if you do not. If you have me tell it, if you a king, you know what I'm saying? If you a ruler, if you an emperor, a Caesar, whatever, and all you are is surrounded by stiff legs, madness is an inevitability. Madness is an inevitability. If your ass is a king, a this and this and this and this, and you say, fuck what you heard, I'm about to have a whole council of elder women, he will never go mad. He will never go mad, because he will have surrounded himself by the wisdom of old women who will forever keep him anchored so that he can lead, but he can still lead from a place of integrity, from a place of care and love. You understand? Strength and courage. He ain't got to feel no kind of way because he's going to a council of women. He's like, I'm still the man. I can have that kind of courage, that kind of strength, because I know that I have a relationship with those in the community who who everybody trusts, everybody looks to for guidance. You feel me? So anyway, but now even when we talk about Sekhmet, that's part of the story, is that there were these potentialities, right? There was the potential for her to be the Bastet Hathor personification of herself, just like the story that I tell you about Kali and Durga and so and so. There is the potential there. There is the potential to become Sekhmet when it is necessary, whether as healer or destroyer, right? But there is also that version of Sekhmet that, quote, threatened to destroy everything, right? Threatened to destroy everything. And so that too can be indicative of the story about beware the madness of the king. If you see it, if okay, it would be an anomaly if it was just one time in human history where a motherfucker who starts off as a good guy and as soon as he acquires power of any kind, he becomes a lunatic, a megalomaniac looking to oppress women and children and do all the things because he can, quote, get away with it because now he the king and he ain't got to be accountable to nobody. If it was one dude in history, we could say, okay, that was a fluke. That was just, a random phenomenon. But child, when you can say that the great majority, 75%, 85% of men in power, as soon as they acquire power and feel what power feels like in their bodies, unbridled, they don't have to be accountable to anybody. They can just do whatever the hell they want to do. What happens? They become insane. They are literally overcome. They are drunk off unbridled power, and it consumes them, it gobbles them up. And the first place that you see it is in their shin, in their mind, their conscious and subconscious mind. They literally, something pops loose and they ain't no good. They just ain't no good. You have to dethrone them. That's the only solution. You have to dethrone them. You feel me? And that's the world. So anyway, now I'm fading. Okay, so I'm gonna go. I could do this all night, but I'm tired. So I'm gonna sleep and then I'll come back and do it again tomorrow. And this time tomorrow I will do it earlier. I'll go back to doing it around 4 o'clock so we can do the the global conspiracy to right all wrongs. All right. So if you need to receive a copy of the global conspiracy to right all wrongs that we have been reading every day together at 11:11 UTC Universal Time everywhere on Earth, we have been reading this conspiracy together. And we've been doing it since May 20th. We will continue to do it until August 25th, where reason since May 20th is because May 20th was the 1700th anniversary of the Council of Nicaea, which we happen to mention in our reading today with Emperor Constantine. The Council of Nicaea. And the Council of Nicaea lasted for 3 months, from May 20th to August 25th, where 318 men went behind closed doors under the direction of Emperor Constantine, came from the entire known world, from Asia and the Middle East and all over Europe. They came in Northern Africa, and he had 318 men behind closed doors to create the religion that would become Catholicism, that would proceed for those 1700 years to reign unending, uninterrupted, wholly unadulterated hell on the whole planet. There's not a square inch of the entire planet that has not been directly negatively impacted by the birth of the Roman Catholic Church and its little Cretan spin-offs, because Protestantism is guilty too. You feel me? So that's what we have been doing to chant down Rome, to chant down Babylon, to chant down Sumeria, to chant down all the places where the sun gone rogue has reared its ugly head in an attempt to dethrone, overthrow, murder, and disappear the mother. That's all these places. That's all these institutions. That's all these religions. This is what we've been doing, is to literally rewrite history, to right all wrongs. So if you're interested in receiving the instructions and the documents that you need to participate in the daily ritual of men, women, and all the genders in between from all over the globe. The only place I haven't gotten an email from is Antarctica. From all over the globe, chanting this ritual to right all wrongs every day at 11:11 Universal Time. So adjust for your time zone. It's 4:11 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, just for your time zone. Feel me? But we've been doing that every day. And I will, if you're interested, you can email me at evoemetemp@gmail.com. That's evoemetemp@gmail.com, to receive the link that will take you to how to get the documents and the directions that you need to participate. Because this is not just us reciting the conspiracy to right all wrongs. You have to prepare a document that is in the link, prepare the document, you have to bind it, tie it with a knot, and this is what we're actually speaking the conspiracy into every day. This here is the focus, and this here is what we're going to take care of at the closing of the ceremony. Okay, so if you're interested in that, if you're interested in receiving a reading, a divination, or a 5 elements wellness consultation with me, email me at evoemetemp@gmail.com. If you want to support the work of the Temple of Evolutionary Emergence, and I am the founder, Cassandra-Floyd, also known as the Daughter of the Fates, and you can email me there the same way. If you are local, especially, I am plotting and scheming on something that's pretty big, and I'll be announcing it in August. But if you are interested, send me an email at evoemetemp@gmail.com, and put plot in the subject header. Plot in the subject header. And I will send you something to tell you what the plot is and why I especially need people who are local to participate in the execution of this plot. Okay, so I think that's everything. You can go to my Etsy store if you love the fabulous earrings that I am donning today, or the spectacular Bjork bracelet that I am donning today. Then you can make these and other purchases at my Etsy store, which is Daughter of the Fates, FATES.etsy.com, or just go to etsy.com and place Daughter of the Fates, FATES, in the subject header, okay, or in the search engine. I okay. So anyway, yeah. So I think that is what I have for you this evening. Um I will pick up on that tomorrow maybe, and then add some other things. If you have suggestions of something that you would like for me to cover, I am open to that. You can email me at evoemetemp@gmail.com. In the meantime, I will bid you adieu, good night, well wishes, deep sleep, sweet dreams in this Neptune in retrograde, because it's been kicking my dream life. It's been kicking the ass of my dream life. This Neptune retrograde in Aries has been kicking my dream state all up the backside, all up the derriere. My dreams are insane, nothing short of insane. So be mindful of that. Be easy with yourself. Sip a little mugwort tea if your dreams are getting too out of hand, or if you want to deepen them. You know what I'm saying? You know, take some little what you call it, some mugwort and like blue lotus flower tea before you go to bed. You know, eat a little mushroom chocolate if you're trying to get deeper in those dreams. You feel me? In the meantime, mommy and I are one. I will see you guys tomorrow night or tomorrow day. Peace.